Thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Alice Verduzco, and I am the parts manager here at the Colton location. All right. You can go to next. On today's agenda, we will introduce you to AngelTrax. We will be going based off of the parts that we have to offer, and the school bus camera system introduction, production and installation overview, and at the end we'll do a little summary. If you have any questions, feel free to submit on our Q&A that we have, and we will be happy to answer.
Perfect. Thank you, Alice. Oh, you got one more. Sorry.
And this is our team. So Eddie Chavez and myself, of course, Haley, the sales rep, Brandon York, our parts manager in Sacramento location, Martin Rodriguez, he is the manager out in Lubbock, and Jacob Luna. So if you have any questions at the end of the day, if you want to order any of the cameras, you can feel free to go ahead and shoot us an email.
All right. So again, thank you, Alice. That was a little premature earlier, but thank you for all of you that are attending today. My name is Angela Morgan, and I am the sales executive for AngelTrax. My role and responsibility is to work with our dealers and our partners in school and transit to ensure that you have the perfect products and services from AngelTrax to do to meet your needs in your video surveillance, in the world of video surveillance. And we coin our slogan is that we are a safety, security, and surveillance company. My territory right now are the states of Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, Montana, and also Wyoming. A little history on AngelTrax. We have been around for 25 years, really starting out in the US in the South, and then we have built our not only company and our brand, but our reputation as one of the leading in our industry. We work really hard to partner with our school districts, our administrative teams, our dealers to innovate and bring in the latest things that are on the hearts and minds of, people who are working in the school bus industry. Right now, worldwide, we have 250,000 active systems, and we have 125,000 in the US right now. We're on social media. You can go to our website, which is a fantastic resource if you want to look into the tech specs and those types of things on our products. They're all available on angeltrax.com. And additionally, if you want to contact me and talk about, what suggestions I might have, I'm happy to be a liaison between you, A to Z, and really building that product set that you need for your buses. We also, I really want to say, we are one of the only companies in the industry that has a US based hosted server, and we have SOC 2 compliance. And SOC 2 compliance is something that we are the only one in the industry that has. So if you decide you want to work with us in streaming services, we can host your server, and it is locked down, and it is a very amazing honor to have that compliancy. So I wanted to mention that as well. Right. So getting into the nitty gritty, A to Z is the person or the company that's going to actually bring in the cameras, put them into the new buses that you guys order. They will work with me to get diagrams and settings and to ensure that we're getting the district exactly what they need. And I am happy to be that liaison so that in between, if you are working with me and you want me to show you some products, some cameras, I'm happy to to do that. And then again, provide A to Z with the diagram, the placement, so that they know exactly where things go in those new buses. So it's definitely a relationship that we have ongoing all the time. And I think that that's what makes it very unique and very robust. And Eddie has been a key and central part of building this relationship between AngelTrax, A to Z, and then the customers that we have. So on the next sheet really is kind of the nuts and bolts and the heart of what drives video surveillance at a school bus level. We have comprehensive solutions. We not only have DVRs and cameras that can capture anything happening in your school buses, we also have mechanisms in place that can do Wi-Fi downloading, can do streaming, and we can get into more of the nuts and bolts of that. But really, it's about reducing liability. And I hear it every day. Something is happening. An accusation from a student to a bus driver, or an accident that happened. I was in a situation last Friday. I was at one of my school districts, and I literally watched a video of a first grade student running in between traffic to try to catch the bus. It was heart-wrenching, very much something that, again, you guys have to deal with day to day. And so we're about making it very easy to pull the video, get what you need, send it to the powers that be, and protect not only your drivers, your students, get those kiddos to and from school safely. That's what it's all about. Any questions on any of this so far? Okay. Some of our products, we have quite a few, and they really are specialized between the school bus industry and also transit and fleet. So I'm going to focus just on the school bus area right now. This is our 1284HC. It's a very robust DVR. And as you can see from the image here, we have not only the hard drive that's doing the recording, but we also have an SD card for redundant recording. And we will gear this for exactly what you need. We can go up to 14 terabytes, which is a lot. We usually do 1 terabyte. So that usually gets a district 30 days of recording time, 8 hours a day. And then once that limit or threshold is met, then it will begin to loop over and re-record. So again, that's stuff that we would discuss in planning exactly what systems that we would use. This particular system right here has 12 channels. And what that actually means is channels equate to cameras. So you can have 12 cameras on a bus with a 1284HC. And again, getting into a little bit of the detail, the 8 HD channels are high definition, and then the IP are also high definition, and they really are one and the same, but it's just the way that those ports are set up. And this is our technology. So we have the Vulcan systems, and it is proprietary to AngelTrax. One of the things I will say is these units that I'm going to showcase are all available with not only that hard drive where you're physically pulling it to retrieve data, but we also have streaming and Wi-Fi downloading. And I'll get to that in a little bit here. This is our V862HC, very similar in structure and scope to the 1284. This is, however, just 8 cameras on this particular system. And so this is a perfect unit. I use this often for school buses, and you can, again, go up to 8 cameras with this particular unit here. And getting a little bit smaller, this is our latest unit. It's a V642M2. Again, very similar in structure, 6 cameras on this particular one. It's smaller, but it's just as robust. And again, a price point that these all go in order. So the 1284 is the higher price point. The V8 is a little bit less, and then the V6 is less than that. So they are on tiered pricing system. And this little guy right here is one that I really want to talk about because I'm seeing a push to, some of the micro bird types of buses, even getting into vans and whatnot. The VX4AI is probably my hottest seller right now, and it's a dash cam. And it has the capability of using AI technology to do analytics to bring safety into, I would say, the cab of the vehicle. So, alerts like put your seatbelt on or you're driving too fast, so on and so forth. That has to be activated, however. So you can use this like a traditional DVR. It has an SD card for recording. And the beautiful part about this machine here is you can add 2 cameras to this and they can go anywhere. So if you wanted a camera at the back of the van and on the exterior, you could do that as well. So it's a really, really great price point. It's right around $800. And I have been selling this across the board. And I just had an individual call me yesterday wanting 20 of them. So really great little unit here and a really great price point. And you can do a lot of things with it for sure. I think that this button here is probably one of the things that will save you not only time, but also alert you of anything happening out in the field, let's say. The panic button is something that I really impress upon districts when I go and do kickoff meeting discussions. It's a really important thing to tell drivers to get used to pushing. And what it will do, it's twofold. If your driver is in an accident, push the button. It's going to flag the incident on the hard drive so that you can go right to it and pull the event. Similarly, if something happens on the bus, if there is an incident, a fight, that will allow you to go to the marked event, pull the video very, very easily. Additionally, we talked a little bit about streaming services and Wi-Fi. It will do the same thing in those areas with one caveat. If you are on our live streaming services and this button is pushed, you will actually get a text message and an email alerting you of an incident at hand in real time. So it's a very powerful tool to ensure your drivers know about. And the other thing that is really important is that green light around the red button is illuminated, and that indicates that DVR is in full swing, it's working. If it is not illuminated, 9 times out of 10, what that will tell you is that the DVR is not locked. In order for the DVR to begin recording, it has to be locked, and that is usually something that more commonly happens than I like to see. People will put the hard drive back in the DVR and they will forget to use the keys to lock it, and something will happen and they go to pull video and they're like, oh my God, nothing's here. Well, it's generally something that is easily avoidable if you make sure, again, you're training your drivers to lock that DVR. And that panic button is a really good mechanism to ensure that the green light's on, we're good to go. All right. Last product that I really want to hone in on, I talked about being out at a district last week and seeing a little girl literally, it's hard to watch. And she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong, right? She's running to catch the bus. And unfortunately, we have had incidences the past year too in Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, where children were unfortunately run over by their school bus. And this BEV 360 is an amazing camera that can be mounted on each corner of your bus, and it creates lines of demarcation around the bus to show the driver what is happening out there. And this is really powerful for backing up. If you're in a very busy street, if there's motorcycles going by or whatever. And what happens is if something comes within that yellow layer, it's going to beep, and then it will beep more frequently and more loudly once that other line is entrenched upon. And so again, a powerful viewpoint for drivers. It will actually be illuminated inside the cab for the driver, depending on what your, I guess, what you would like to have that turned on and off at. You can begin turning off the screen as soon as the vehicle is in motion, up to 30 miles an hour. So again, just something to think about there. And the really neat thing about this is it's actually 4 cameras, but they are stitched together into one port. So when I say, you know, you're going to have a DVR with 8 ports, this will only take up 1 port, and you can have 7 other cameras throughout the bus. So a powerful camera system here in the BEV 360. I love this Vulcan CP4 monitor, and this is something that for A to Z bus, nothing that they would necessarily recommend to you, but I will recommend it. It is going to be your, it's just going to be your troubleshooting monitor. You can go out and ensure that cameras are working, the angles are correct, the time and date stamp is correct. If you need to change, you know, the location of a camera, this is something that you would use. So this is just a really great tool. When you go out and you're doing spot checks of your buses throughout the year to make sure everything is well maintained and in working order. And there's a lot of other things that this can do, but this is a unit that I recommend every district have at least one of, and possibly 2, to check out your systems as well. And our cameras are displayed here. We have many, and I will really quickly run through them. The HDWS 3600 is a windshield mounted camera, and it goes externally looking at the street view. Our HDV series, this is what I recommend for all school buses. These are usually staggered throughout, and we can get them in different scopes. So if you want a tighter view, if you want a wider view, we can manipulate that depending on which particular camera we suggest. The PC 3100 is a people counter. And this is something that we can implement just to make sure that you know on and off, you know, 3 people got on, 3 people got off. We also have RFID cards that kids can utilize if you want to get really snazzy, and they can, you know, make sure that they're hitting that surveillance, or excuse me, that mechanism when they're getting on the bus, but the people counter can do it as well. The parallax camera is one that I don't necessarily put on school buses, but I can. It is a 4K camera, and it is a 180-degree view, and it's a pretty robust camera, and again, not necessarily needed for your school bus capture. Our IPSAV, this is a mechanism with, as well as the HDLP5MP. These are for stop arm violation runners, and they capture the vehicle and the license plates, and hopefully will get you a clear view of the actual person on running the stop arm. I see this all the time. Again, I was out about a week and a half ago. I went in to visit a customer and see how things were going, and they were literally in the mix of finding a stop arm violator, and so we got to track that down. But it's a powerful tool to utilize in conjunction with law enforcement if your district does that. And we actually have a child safety program. California is not set up for it right now, but we actually do ticketing and collect payments, and it's quite a robust program that we have, again, for the states that are set up to do stop arm violation ticketing. Questions before I move to the next slide? I'm going through a lot of information here. All right, now I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty with our streaming and Wi-Fi technologies. It's very easy. I like to kind of dumb it down to the fact that if you think about your school bus like a cell phone, we can actually put a SIM card in the DVR and an antenna, and that school bus will transmit data, and that video footage and sound will come across on a computer program called Pro 8 CMS so that you can pull up your fleet. You can see whatever bus or all the buses all at one given time and see what's going on, again, out on the street in real time. You can pull video that way as well so that you're not having to go out and pull a DVR, bring it in, and actually capture the video that way. You can do it all from the comfort of your laptop at your office and even on your phone. Wi-Fi technology is similar but very different. And what you're going to do with Wi-Fi, it's exactly like a cell phone. Your video is not going to be live, but you're able to pull the video through connecting to a wireless access point in your bus yard, and that will be downloaded and sent to your computer as well. And the thing about wireless downloading is if you have an incident on a bus, let's say you have a student that's disrupting every day, you can actually set them up to be automatically downloaded on, let's say, little Johnny's getting on at 8 o'clock in the morning. He comes in and they're dropped off at 8:30. You can pull that 30 minutes of video every day for a month and see, what's happening just to keep a pulse on it. So wireless downloading is another option. It's a great feature as well. Our AngelTrax software is incredible. I wish that every district could use it because it does, it tracks your fleet. And you can pull up a map in the city of Colton, Spokane, Washington, Los Angeles, California, and see every bus in real time popping around. You can go in and see what their speed is, what their exactly where they're located. You can go and do a route rewind, which is actually setting up what actually happened on that route today. Did they veer off the route? Did they stop somewhere for 2 hours? Like, what is happening? And that is a really powerful bunch of information. We can set up geofences to make sure that, people are not going out of the geofenced area. And then another thing that we can do is actually track your fleet. So VIN numbers, you can put every piece of data on your buses and your fleet into this, and it will set up alerts and whatnot for you. So there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm happy to show you that at another time if you're interested, both the live view and the remote accessing, and then the AngelTrax features. Last but not least, I believe this is probably, honestly, one of the, I go back and I think about what makes me want to buy a product from anybody, and it is definitely the relationships. And far too many times today, I see people selling a product, but then that's it. That's all I get from them. And so AngelTrax is your partner, and I am your partner, and A to Z is your partner. So if there is an issue, I hear from sales reps, hey, Angela, this needs, they need some help. People will call me, Angela, this is happening. Can you please help me? I'm here for you. And then better than me is our tech support. And they're available 24/7. A live person will answer. They will get you the answer that you need to fix anything that might not be working. I had an incident this morning where a live view customer couldn't pull a bus, and we were able to go in and resolve that immediately. So we're reliable, we're consistent, and we're there for you to help you ensure that you are up and everything is working as you expect it to work, so that when you go in to pull a video, everything is there for you. Our warranty is important as well. And you will have a 5-year warranty on all DVRs and a 3-year warranty on your cameras. Anything that happens to them, we will actually overnight a replacement. No questions asked. We want your products to work. And we know that there are laws in place that you can't get a bus out on a route if the DVR is broken or a camera is broken. And so we are fully aware of that. And again, we are there to make sure that you get that product if needed as soon as possible. All right. That is a wrap for me. And again, I just want to say thank you so much to Alice, Eddie, and the team at A to Z for putting this together. I look forward to building many more relationships with customers across California. and being there for you guys as your partner with AngelTrax. So thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We truly appreciate your time. We know it's very important, but we wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you to another solution that A to Z and of course in partnership with AngelTrax can provide you to meet whatever needs that you have to improve your fleet, or if you're even generally curious, we are here to answer any of your questions. You can reach out to our sales team. You can visit our website and contact us through our contact form as well.